Hi, I'm Xander Mitman. I'm the product manager for the navigation experience team here at Salesforce. And I wanted to show you some cool things that we're working on, some things that are new in Winter 20, and also just a refresher of some Lightning Console tips and tricks. And then finally, I'll follow up with a demo of an idea that I've been kicking around with our Lightning Labs team for a new Lightning extension feature. Before I get on to the fun stuff, our safe harbor statement, don't buy anything we haven't built. All right, so for the first one, it is about split view in standard navigation. So standard navigation is when you have your tabs across the top, your objects, your reports, dashboards. So the way that standard navigation works now is you click a record, takes you to the record, and then to get back to the list, you have to click back on the tab or click the back button. But one thing that users love about console navigation is that you can work lists fast with split view. So we have introduced split view into standard navigation. So it looks very much like console navigation because it is console navigation, or I should say it's the code from console implanted, so to speak, into standard navigation. So you can peek into a bunch of different records, and you could log a call, right, do a quick update, click save, and just go right on to the next one. And another cool thing that we did is that if you click on a record in the record page, instead of it taking you to the tab for that object, for example, to the people or the contacts tab, instead you just drill in while you're in split view. So you can go as deep down the rabbit hole as you want, and then when you're done finishing that, you just go on to the next one. So this is in pilot currently in Winter 20. But there are some things that are inherent to standard navigation. Primarily if you want to work on multiple records, users do that by doing a lot of right-click or command-click and open in new browser tabs, and that's going to be the way standard navigation is forever. And to address that problem, that's what Lightning Console is for. So instead of having to multitask in multiple browser tabs, you can do it all in one browser tab. But today, admins have to create a whole new app with a console navigation style. So the other thing that my team is working on is being able to expose both navigation styles in a single app. So now here as the admin, I have enabled both navigation styles in this one app productivity, and now the end user can choose. So this means each end user can choose the navigation style that makes him or her most effective. So here I'm just going to switch to console. So I'm still in the same app, I have my same navigation items, my customized navigation items at that, and then now I'm in console. So now if I want to work multiple leads, I can just do a control click and open them, and they open up as workspace tabs. So if you are switching from standard navigation, you're looking for your tabs, they're all here in the navigation item menu. So while I'm here looking at a record in console navigation, I'll open up a couple sub tabs just so you can see this. So the other thing is we're calling scoped modals, or at least what we call them on my team. In the release notes, it's something like work through dialogues. And it really just means that when I'm editing a record, I can still click on other subtabs, and I can click on other workspace tabs. And if I'm going back there and I'm editing it, maybe I need to look at information from those other records to do that effectively, I can now multitask effectively. So the other great things that are just already available today and have been are the ability to stay in one tab through Link Grabber. So Link Grabber is a Lightning Console extension. So I'll turn that on here. So this is available for Chrome right now. We're going to bring it to Firefox. So you turn on Link Grabber. And so here, for example, is just a demo, but let's say you have links to Salesforce in an email or a Slack post. If I click on that, it just opens a new workspace tab in my existing console. So you see I still only have one browser tab. Same for Slack or anywhere you might have a link to your Salesforce org. So again, a great way to stay contained in one single browser tab. And you can find that, I have a shortcode here, /link grabber, and you can find that in the Lightning extension on the Chrome store. The next one is being able to close all tabs. We don't have a button in the UI yet. We're still figuring out a good place to put it. But in the meantime, you can do Shift-W, and that will trigger the Close All Tabs dialog, and you click Close All. And it says, don't worry, pin tabs stay open. So close your tabs, and then you start fresh the next day. And then finally, the last one is command clicking an item on the navigation menu, or a control click if you're on a Windows machine. So I'm clicking command. So now I have let's say I have all my open leads here. And I can even do that. So you can open multiple list views of the same record or the same object or of different objects. And you can change them to different list views of that list. And you can edit the title, call this hot leads or whatever you have. And you can change the icon if you want to. So all kinds of cool stuff you can do with Console just to maximize your productivity. And of course you can pin tabs. So in that way, if you are doing another Shift W, it will close only the ones that are not pinned. So if you use these every day, all day, then they'll just always be there for you. All right, so that's it as a refresher for what's available in Console today. And then here's the new idea. This one is not available outside the company, but the idea that I'm exploring is how can I help customers to collaborate more effectively with each other, which has always been one of the keys of Salesforce's success. And a lot of customers, they try to describe their implementation or describe the problem that they're trying to solve, but trying to describe a user experience in words is really challenging, and yet people don't want to share all of their information through a screen share because they have a lot of sensitive data in here. So the idea that we have created a prototype of is called Blur. So if I enable it, you can see it's blurred out all the information. So now I can still click around and I can show the information, but all the information is blurred out. So I'm hoping that this is something that if we can find a way to do it securely, so make sure there's no way to reverse engineer the blur, if you will, that this would help customers find a way to collaborate and find ways to use Salesforce to get the most value out of what you have in the platform. So if you're interested in that, please comment on the idea I'll create for this, and we'd love to talk to customers and find out how we can bring that to market. So with that, just a quick recap. So in pilot in Winter20 is split view and standard navigation, as well as console and standard in a single app. Scope modals is GA, generally available, and that's default on, so all modals will automatically become scoped. And then some tips and tricks, link grabber, which I shared the link for, Shift W to close all workspace tabs, Control click to open a navigation item as a workspace tab. And those things are just great things to tell your users about today, about how they can use Console to be more productive. So thanks. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them on the idea exchange. Thanks for watching.